Good morning, everybody. I am in my first hour of reserve. You're like, Elizabeth, why are you on reserve? Because I picked up a reserve block for $200 in cash and really hoped that they would do what's called DRT, which is when they have too many of us. They did, but I wasn't senior enough to hold it. Let's start with, my name's Elizabeth. Welcome to the channel. I'm a flight attendant for a major US carrier. I am sitting reserve. I don't have to sit reserve, but like I said, I picked this up for cash. And I was really hoping that they would release more of us. But then, let me show you what happened. This happened. This happened, y'all. Now, as you can see, it's not a ton of snow. It is not a ton of snow. However, it's like a polar vortex that is coming through Colorado. We haven't had temperatures this cold since the 2022 Christmas meltdown. So that's why I think that they didn't release as many of us as I was hoping. Now, your girl has been so lucky this month. Let's swing around. I have only worked the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd. My last trip, which was right before this, it's the 18th. I did get DRT. Again, that's when they have too many of us and they take back flying or reserve blocks for no pay, but then you are released. So I'm an hour into PM reserve. I'm on call local 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Coming to you from real life. My house is not pristine like a lot of other people on YouTube, but real life, we'll see what happens. I'm an hour in. There is nothing in open time currently. I'm sitting at number 2 for senior PM reserve. I will go into how our reserve system has changed. All of a sudden the snow has picked up. But again, it's about the temperatures more than it is the snowfall. I'm just gonna keep bringing you along and we'll see what the day brings. Hopefully nothing. Let's see. All right, so hour 2 of PM senior reserve is done. And I put my makeup on just in case. And I'm headed into the laundry room. Everything continues to happen whether or not I have to go to work today or not. Still number 2, still no trips in open time. There was a PM trip in there that reported at 5:15 p.m. that was in there for like a second and then popped out. I don't know where it went. That flight was also delayed. I'm just gonna keep on doing things around the house, which is laundry. And I will keep coming back to you every hour and keep you updated. I do wanna mention, so that I did say our reserve system changed. Now it's called junior and senior AM reserve, junior and senior PM reserve. It's very similar, I think, to our old system, except for now, instead of almost being on call for 24 hours when you were on what was called ready reserve, junior reserve is only a 12-hour block now. So you're only on call for 12 hours, which is nice because now they have junior late reserve, and so that covers everything from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m., which for us is not very much right now. Red eyes are coming. It will cover red eye flying, sick calls, and then like super late stuff. And that is, like I said, from 3 p.m. local to 3 a.m. local. Yeah, all right. I don't know if you heard it, the dryer just finished. Let's go in. All right, we have completed hour 3. It's almost 1 o'clock and I'm making Hannah lunch. I buy my meat in bulk at Sam's. I don't know who else does that. And then I portion it out. So I've got some stew meat here that I'm going to put in my food saver, suck all the air out and freeze it. I usually buy bigger quantities and then I know what my family eats and I portion that out. So I'm gonna take care of that. I'm actually gonna stick the meat outside to freeze a little bit because it's 14 degrees, get firm, and then I'll freeze dry it. But we're still plugging along. There's no trips in open time. I'm still number 2, getting stuff done at home. We're at hour 4, almost 4.5. It's 2:22, so we're halfway through the reserve block. It is an 8-hour block. My husband and my oldest have been at a wrestling tournament. She is a manager for the high school wrestling team, for the girls wrestling team. So my husband had to take her out to a place in Thornton. If you're familiar, it's north. The weather was yucky, so he didn't drive all the way home. And they're on their way home and we're halfway through, still the same. No trips in open time. Number 2. So I have 1 hour left. I don't want to jinx it. I didn't come back like the last hour because it's the same. Nothing in open time. I'm number 2. It's my pile of socks. Well, mine and my husband's, and so I'm gonna work on that in the last hour. It's a lot of socks. All right, I officially made it through day 1. I did not have to go to work.
Nope.
So I'm at Sam's because there was a couple things I needed. We're having chili tonight and we were almost out of cheese. I'm going to the chip aisle to get Fritos.
Yeah, but what is Sam's?
Why am I explaining Sam's Club?
You may not realize what
It's Sam's Club. Clinton doesn't think you guys know what Sam's Club is. Can you push for the love? He likes to jump in and add some commentary. So tomorrow I'm good for a 2-day and I go back on call at 10 a.m. They have Fritos. And yeah, so I think it's even less likely to be used tomorrow. Never say never, but I'll take you along on that part. What is he looking for? I don't know, he's downloading his TikTok videos. Since we're not sure if the ban goes into effect in like 15 minutes or if it's gonna happen tomorrow, we're not quite sure. So he's downloading TikTok videos. Do you guys eat chili with Fritos, with rice? How do you eat your chili? Let me know. Okay, so it is almost 1:30, it's 1:20, and I'm gonna rant for a minute. We went to church this morning and we were finishing up at church like 12:20 or whatever, and I looked at my schedule, and scheduling had put a trip, and it has, please acknowledge. It doesn't check in until 7:40 p.m. And so I know I signed up for reserve. I picked up reserve for cash, but this is one of those loopholes that at least for our carrier and our contract that we want fixed, scheduling has to put a trip in open time, but there's no written value on how long. Open time is where the company puts all their uncovered flying. There's no written in the contract rule on how long it has to stay in open time. And that's one of the things that we did not get negotiated in this last contract. So it literally could be in there for 30 seconds. I understand why scheduling gives it to me instead of leaving it in open time till say 5 p.m. because they don't want someone who's not on reserve to pick up this trip and then have to pay them and have to pay me to stay at home. So per our contract, they have to call me by 6 p.m. and they can give me anything up to 2 hours after my call, which means any trips that report before 8 p.m. If it reports at 8:01 p.m., then that trip is paid. I think the whole trip is paid time and a half or double time. I'd have to look that up. That's a new rule. So the trip that they have assigned me reports at 7:40, which is an hour and 40 minutes past contact time. It's perfectly legal. It's just sketchy and in the gray area. So I'm annoyed. Am I annoyed, honey?
You're annoyed, baby.
I'm annoyed. Will I probably end up working it? Absolutely. Should I consider it a win to only have to have flown 2 out of my 3 days? And technically, I'm only flying 1 flight to San Diego tonight if I do this. So it's still a win as far as I got to be paid for flying. And I think that they're calling me right now. And I'm not gonna answer. I'm gonna wait and listen to the voicemail. But I do find it annoying. It is a gray area in our contract that they can assign you a trip like 5 or 6 hours before it's report time, and that they just didn't give it to one of the late people. The late people come on at 3 p.m. and there's 5 of them. I'm the only senior PM person left. So it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Let's see, what else? I was gonna tell you, you're probably wondering how we get paid for this. So yesterday, every day is worth 6.5 hours or trips per pay, and the whole 3 days has to pay 19.5 minimum. Now, if you end up getting assigned a trip, then it's whatever's the greater value. The reserve block, which has to pay 19.5, or the trip, which pays if it ends up paying over 19.5. So at minimum, this 3-day block has to pay 19.5. But that's if I stayed home all 3 days, I would earn 6.5 hours for each day. So I will keep you guys updated, and we're probably going to the airport tonight. To the room, 1 to San Diego, 1 and I am done. I've never had this weird corner room, and why does that have hinges? That's so weird. I'll flip around and give you a tour. I have been to this hotel many a time and I've never had a weird corner bed like this, but whatever. So like I said, 1 and done tonight. We have 3 tomorrow. We go from here to Sacramento, I think, or we go from here to Vegas to Sacramento to Denver, I think is what we do. I am so excited to jump in the shower. Talking about pay as pertaining to this trip. So like I said, it's a bucket, and every day is worth 6.5 or a total of 19.5. And this 2-day, today and tomorrow, only pays 9. It pays 9.5 now because we had overfly. So that 9.5 plus the 6.5 I got from yesterday does not equal the minimum they have to pay me. So we had overfly today because we had to de-ice in Denver. It took a while. So we de-iced and then the flight was 2 hours long, but blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. I need to just not be a whiny baby and realize that technically I stayed at home all day today. I got to go to church with my family. We had lunch. I made dinner. I sat down and ate dinner with my family, and I just had to work this one flight here. So technically I'm really only flying a whole day, which is tomorrow. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good for this reserve block. I have another reserve block at the end of the month, and I'm hoping to not have to fly that one as well. We'll see. And then I was chatting with someone over text message about picking up junior late reserve, which is what I thought this trip should have gone to, is someone on junior late reserve, but it's new and I don't think scheduling knows how to schedule them. So they're kind of just sitting at home. They are on call between 3 p.m. and 3 a.m. I don't know. I'm thinking about picking up from cash for cash and then seeing if I can not have to work it, like DRT it, which is again when they have too many of us and not enough flying. So many thoughts. All right, I'll swing you around, give you a room tour, and then I'm gonna get ready and go to bed. All right, starting from the back of the room, we've got the bed. See how there's like hinges right there? I'm not sure about that. Okay, and we've got the front door over here. Ooh, light, bed. And then we have a marina view room. So I'll show you that in the morning. Overlooking the marina. Oh my gosh, look at my hair. It's huge. I'm about to fix that in just a minute. I slept with the sliding glass door open last night, so I think I got more frizz than curl. Okay. I'm eating some yogurt. I cannot find my ponytail holder. I'm just staring at my hair. It's very big. So I don't know, I'd say it's like 66 degrees out or something like. It's supposed to be a high of 66 here. I couldn't get the air conditioner to turn on, and so I slept with the sliding glass door open last night. And then I closed it this morning, and it's still like the thermostat, kind of like a cruise ship, won't turn the air conditioning on if the balcony's on, and it still says balcony, but I opened it again. I'll take some video. The airport is like right there. So we'll see what today holds. Like I said, last night, 3 home. Hopefully today goes smooth. I am gonna have to find some more food. I was like in denial, anger denial. So what did I have? I have this. Let me show you what else I brought with me. So I'm gonna pray I find food. I brought a Fairlife protein shake, a Celsius, a bag of Fritos, and a bag of chocolate covered pretzels. And I ate a peanut butter and jelly last night. So my husband graciously made me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I ate that on the plane. I had a couple chocolate covered pretzels last night before I went to bed. And then now I'm having yogurt. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything, except for maybe, I don't think there's any food. I need to get my highlights redone so bad. I have to deal with the main. All right, well, it's Monday morning. It's Martin Luther King Day. It was inauguration day. I hope you're having a tremendous day. The weather's about to get wild. There's supposed to be snow and crap coming through Texas. Houston, Bush, and Hobby are gonna be closed tomorrow and Tuesday. So drama in the South. We're on the West Coast, but remember, you have to keep this in mind when you're flying. There's an American plane taking off. Just because like, oh, you're at San Diego and the weather is nice and beautiful, doesn't mean that the weather other places can't affect you. Where your plane is coming from, where your crew is coming from. There's a whole lot of factors that go into why you might have a delay. So I haven't looked to see where my plane is coming from. I can't stop staring at my hair. I can't find my ponytail holder. I'll see you in a bit after I take care of this. Much better. I love to sleep with my hair wet, but maybe it's because I left the slider open and like this, I don't know. It was not a good thing. But if you guys have never tried this, I got this off the TikTok shop, but I'll see if they have it on Amazon. I love it. I use it for my daughter Hannah's hair. You know, it's like a brush, so you just brush it through. If you're looking for a straightening tool, I don't care. It works really good. But I use it on Hannah because it's, I don't know, it's easier for kids to do the brush than like a flat iron. And she loves to have her hair straightened. And so I will straighten it for her. Don't come for me. It's just so much easier to brush. Anyone out there with kids or they have curly hair, you gotta know my pain as a mom, like trying to maintain the curl. You can't really brush it when it's dry. It's a whole thing. So I'm just hanging out in the room. It is, what time is it? It's almost noon. We have to be downstairs in 2 hours. I don't think I'm going anywhere. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I think these last 2 vlogs have been me stuck inside, either because of extremely short overnights or by choice this time. I have to tell you a funny story. So while I was sitting waiting for my plane in Denver, I was looking for reserve blocks to pick up for January because I'm a glutton for punishment. I think my biggest anger point for getting this trip is the fact that they have not been using junior late reserves. So our whole entire reserve system changed on January 1, and they added this category called junior late reserve because we just started red eye flying. Well, we don't really have a whole lot of red eye flying, and the junior late reserve, they are contactable between 3 p.m. and 3 a.m. and it doesn't look like they're being used at all. And I really felt that this trip should have gone to one of those because again, they start at 3 p.m. This trip checked in at 7:40 p.m. My last ability to be contacted was at 6 p.m. So I understand that they have the contractual right to call me at 6 p.m. and say you need to be at the airport, or they can call me at 5:59 p.m. and tell me I have to be at the airport at 7:59. But I do think that it would have been better for them to call someone on junior late reserve. Anyone out there, it's just reserve system is so hard. It's so hard to know, okay, so why are they using people from this category, not from this category? And it's kind of a blurry bunch of gray. Now, I will say one thing that we're super blessed about at my carrier compared to, I know I've had friends who worked at Frontier, and I think this used to be the rule at United, is if you have a reserve line and your reserve line pays, I can't remember what it's supposed to pay for the whole month, 2468. Let's say 80 trips or 80 hours for the month is what I think it is. If you pick up other flying from other flight attendants or from the company, that does not go towards your reserve. Remember I talked about it as it's like a bucket? Well, at other carriers, I think for certain at Frontier, if you pick up extra, it just goes into that reserve bucket. So if they don't use you on your reserve blocks and you sit at home, that's awesome. But again, it's still filling that bucket. Whereas us, if you can't live on the 80 hours a month and you need to pick up more hours to make whatever that is for your budget, 100 hours or trips for pay, 120, you got to know your number. You can pick up additional flying from the company or from another flight attendant, and it is a separate bucket. So you have your reserve hours from your month and then anything in addition that you picked up from another flight attendant. This is so important, so important. I cannot stress this enough. If you are looking at flying for another carrier, please do your research about reserve and understand and make sure that your reserve hours don't get any additional you pick up from somebody else doesn't go into that bucket. I hope that makes sense. It's just a way, because I heard at Frontier, I had a friend who was there, that it was almost impossible to get above that 80-hour guarantee because they wouldn't use you, you'd pick up extra and it would just go into that bucket. So it's like you're working 100, 120 hours, but you're only getting paid the 80. I hope that made sense. So if you're looking at becoming a flight attendant, please make sure that their reserve bucket is separate from anything additional you pick up. Those are additional hours on top of that reserve bucket. I hope that makes sense. I'm gonna order a quesadilla here in the next hour or so. Quesadilla and chips to take with me. I just finished my protein shake, so I have successfully eaten everything out of my food bag, which that's not hard when it's only 3 things. Yeah, so I've been watching a show on Netflix called Younger. I'm gonna watch that, and I hope that little tidbit about reserve helped. Okay, I was hungry.
So here's what I got.
Flight attendant quesadilla. Ooh, that looks like good smoky salsa. Oh. And some chips and salsa. And we are 42 minutes late so far. I don't know why. Our plane's late from California. but I don't think that they're gonna let us stay at the hotel. I need to look into this more. Got a super bold lip going. I'm headed down to the lobby. It is 1:50. Housekeeping has knocked on my door twice, and I'm like, we're out of here at 2. Our plane has not left Las Vegas. We asked to wait at the hotel, but scheduling said no. They could make up time. They're not even in the air. And I know it's a super fast flight from Vegas to San Diego, like 45 minutes, but oh well. Let's go. I'm home after leaving San Diego late because our plane went through Vegas and high winds. We boarded, had to sit and wait because Vegas was metering everybody coming in because of the high winds. We worked 3 home. And look, somebody gave us a goodie bag. Let's look and see what's in here. I already looked at this. This is some little under eye masks. I'm gonna dump it in. Then a little Shout wipe and go. The Shout pens, and these are amazing. This is a Purell single. It looks like you just like pop it open. A little alcoholic candy, liqueur-filled chocolate. It was funny because she told the A, just make sure they know that this is alcohol. Another one of those. And it looks like a little packet of shampoo and conditioner. What else? A Neutrogena makeup remover, a coffee candy. I'm not sure what this is, if it's like soap. I don't know, I have to put it in water. Doesn't really smell like anything. We thought it was funny because it's just this little toothbrush thing with a pick. I don't know if I would use that because it's not like sealed. This thing, oh, it's like a little fan for summer. How cute, the little bag. And then our captain had chocolates, had Ferrero Rocher, the little pack with, I already ate the coconut one. I don't know. I think this might be dark chocolate and then just the regular Ferrero Rocher. I love getting little gifts. It's so sweet and so kind. And then it had a card, and I believe that the person might have been from my company. Said, SWA family, thank you for all you do. You are appreciated. Oh yeah, and she's a flight attendant because it says Las Vegas base. So sweet. Really appreciated it. It was a weird day. We think we got audited. There was someone on board taking copious notes. So we're just gonna watch our email, see what happens. But other than that, it was a reserve. I was bitter, but am I really a flight attendant if I'm not bitter about my reserve assignment? Probably not. So I do have another reserve block next week, and we'll see what happens. Hoping again not to get used because it's the end of the month. I don't know, we'll see. But that is all for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time in the sky.